Hi Flosstube! I'm back. I'm Erin, the 2 Martini Stitcher, and this is a channel about cross stitch. I always forget to start with that, so we're going to start with that. I'm Erin, and we're going to talk about some cross stitch today. It is Wednesday, July 31st. It is the last day of July. Craziness. And the last time we saw each other, I was home on like a 2-day layover in between trips before I headed to New York City with my middle daughter for a long 10-day trip to New York with her. So I'm back. We had a fantastic trip. I got back on, sorry, I have like a hair that's stuck in my mouth. We got back last Saturday. And so I decided to wait until like kind of my regular, I usually record on Wednesdays, usually Wednesday evening. It's early today because I have like another month where I've got 2 cars and 3 drivers that need to go a lot of places. So we're juggling cars between 2 teenagers' work schedules and dance choreography schedules and the things I need to do. So I'm doing a little driving around tonight to free up a car. This is not important or exciting information other than to say that I usually video on Wednesdays and usually get it uploaded usually Thursday morning, which will probably be the case too this week. So, but also to say that this is my beverage of choice today because it's like noon and I have driving to do. So responsible adulting. There is no adult beverage to chat about this week. This is actually Energize. It's a pre-workout drink that I drink that's a little bit of caffeine and from like green tea and some other lovely ingredients that give you a little pep in your step. And it's typically a pre-workout, but let's face it, some days you need a little extra. And this afternoon's gonna be a little crazy. So I didn't have coffee this morning. What is the world coming to? No coffee yet today. No adult beverage. Anarchy. It's anarchy in my house. Anyway, on to the trip. Tell you guys a little bit about the trip. I got so many nice comments saying have fun, have a great time, suggestions of things to do in New York. We had an amazing trip. We were going because my middle daughter is a dancer. She has dreams to go to college and study dance and dance professionally. And she had auditioned and gotten into an intensive with the Radio City Rockettes because that's probably the big dream is to be a Rockette. And so we were going to New York for her to participate in that. And we went a few days early to do some college tours. So we toured a bunch of colleges. It was so hot. I mean, you guys have heard from everybody and everybody knows that there was a heat wave, but we were college touring in New York City in the crazy heat. But it was really useful. She had, it really helped her. She was really glad we went and did it. And it really, I think, helped focused what she's looking for in a college. I think that she really, really wants to be in New York. So we'll see. It's the beginning of a long road. She's a rising junior. So we're just starting down the road of thinking of colleges. But as I just had a daughter graduate, I know it comes in the blink of an eye. So looking at colleges now, and before I know it, I will be packing her up and sending her off. So we did that. And then for 3 days, we did 4 colleges in 3 days, college tours. And then on Sunday, the, I don't know, 20th, 21st, something like that, 20th, her intensive started. And so she was dancing all day, like 9 hours. She had long days with the Rockettes, but had a total blast. They had a show at the end of the week where we got to see what they learned and worked on. And it was really, really fun. But the first day on Sunday, when I dropped her off, there was a little parent orientation. And then I got to go spend the day with Deborah from Stitch the Stash. It was was so fun. She came into the city to meet up with me. We had brunch. I so appreciate that she braved the heat and sweated it out on the train to come see me. And we had a lovely brunch. And then we sat in the lovely air-conditioned lobby at Lincoln Center and stitched for a few hours together before I had to go pick up my daughter. And it was the first time I got to meet another floss tuber and actually stitch with anybody. It's the first time I had stitched in person with anybody, and it was just fantastic. She is so sweet, and we had a fantastic time, and I hope we get to do it again soon. And it has like renewed how much I think I want to go to retreats and hang out with other stitchers. So that was wonderful and lovely. And thank you, Deborah, for coming and hanging out with me. So that was really, really fun. And then the rest of the week, I played and did other things while Abby was dancing. And then in the evenings, we would go see shows. So we saw 4 Broadway musicals. I saw a play, matinee one day while she was dancing, went to museums. Oh, I should have brought that booklet. You know what? I think it's sitting on my kitchen counter. Hold, please. I'm actually still in my dining room today. Can you guys see this is like the other sides of the murder wall? But the light is coming in from the side since it's midday. And so I turned the table. You don't care about this, but I just to let you know, because you're like, where is she? It's my doorbell in our hallway. That's exciting. But this is the other side of the murder wall. I'm still in my dining room, still with murder wall. Anyway, I was going to tell you, one day while Abby was dancing, I went down to this little tiny boutique in, it's down by NYU, kind of Greenwich Village area. The name of the boutique is Lingua Franca, and they do kind of high-end cashmere sweaters that they hand embroider on. And their stuff was kind of amazing. But I went down to see an installation of this Tiny Pricks project. And I know politics and crafts, and we're not going to get into politics, other than to say it is an installation of people from all over. The woman who started it, I believe her name is Rachel, and she was there that day. I got to meet her. Diana, the creator and curator. I don't know where I got Rachel from. Her name's Diana. She was lovely. She was there. And she started with this piece that was a piece of her grandmother's needlepoint. And she just embroidered a Trump tweet on it and put it on her Instagram. And it kind of went crazy. And a lot of other people have done pieces on vintage, on all kinds of things. Vintage hankies. There's one during the swamp. And there were 500 of these that were hung up all over the walls were covered in this tiny little boutique of all this embroidery. And you can participate in the project. I plan to participate. I've never embroidered before, but I figure I can figure it out. I'm waiting to get one of my, a handkerchief that belonged to my husband's grandmother that recently passed away. So, that I'm going to embroider on, but they're trying to get 2020 of them by 2020, by the election 2020. Anyway, regardless of how you feel about Donald Trump and his tweets, the artwork, like the artistic expression, I love that something that's considered like a craft. I also went to the Guggenheim, and one of the installations there, the artist who had curated the installation on one of the floors talked about melding, or where high art meets what's considered low craft. And I sometimes think that that's how needlework is seen. Like it's a craft, it's a hobby. And so to see something like this that kind of elevates it to an art form, it was really impressive. And to see, I mean, some of these were amazing, what they had embroidered. So anyway, so that was really fun. I think that they're going to have it installed there for a few more weeks, and then it's going to travel around. But you can follow it on Instagram, Tiny Pricks Project, if you're interested. But I did that one day, and it was just amazing. Like this one in particular, in person, like this is all like hand embroidered. Anyway, there were some amazing pieces there, and it was just really kind of cool to see, you know, what is a hobby or a craft and is sometimes just seen as a hobby and a craft, to see it utilized in a way to express yourself and to kind of elevate it, and to see it installed that way. And I think that she's really working on having these installations. It's gaining some momentum, and I think they might be installed in some museums and such as well, which it would just be really cool to see this kind of needlework or an art form kind of take place among what is considered high art. So anyway, I don't know if any of you found that interesting. That's something I did when I was in New York. I was really excited that it was going to happen to be there because I had been following the project for a while. So it was very cool to see some of the pieces in person and see other very talented needleworkers. I am not when it comes to embroidery. I don't have that kind of creativity in me, I feel like. I like having a pattern and being able to create something with just thread and my time, and I find it soothing, and it is a hobby for me. But it's amazing to see what people do with it. So, all right. So that was New York, and now I'm back. Yay, and I'll be home now for quite a while. Don't have much other travel planned. We still have another month of summer. My kids don't go back to school until after Labor Day. So, and when I got back yesterday, I was at parent orientation for my oldest, who's going to the University of Washington in the fall. And they're on a quarter system, so they don't start until the end of September either. So we still have summer left. Like, it still feels like the middle of summer for us. I mean, which I guess it is, but I know that, like, I see posts of people like back to school shopping and all that madness, and I feel like, whoa, I just got home. Went for a hike on Sunday, and so I feel like it's finally time to do Northwest summer fun. It's still summertime here, except that I'm going to start stitching fall, and I've been stitching Christmas. It's fine. So that brings me to WIPs. Yay! So I worked on some homework, some Magical Stitches homework in the 2 days I was home. And then when we talked last time, I was talking about how many projects I was taking, which ones. I hadn't decided. I ended up taking 4, and I'll show those. But the ones that I worked on before I left that I hadn't shown you, that these were worked on for Magical Stitches homework. Can't remember what the homework was. I know it was 200 stitches each. I don't know. It doesn't matter. That was like 2 weeks ago. That could have been a year ago. But I know I did put some work on, it's this Mill Hill kit, Latte. And I filled in more of the mug there. So I know I did 200 stitches for homework for something, but I put my hands on that, and so that was exciting. It's always nice to put in a few more stitches on stuff. I'm very much a process stitcher. Things will get done when they get done, but it's always nice to play with things. And then, it was Professor Umbridge. Now I remember, because I'm looking at things. We were doing homework on Professor Umbridge, so it was tea or teacups. So that's a coffee mug, but you totally drink tea out of that. I drink tea out of it. I drink tea at night, coffee in the morning, tea at night. Just all the caffeine. Give me all the caffeine. And then one of them was something about cats, because she likes cats. And so I started this project, hands-on design Meow Block Party. And that was a new start. I bought this when I went to Acorns and Threads in May and kitted it all up. And I hadn't started it yet. I was just waiting. And so I did 200 stitches, and that's how far I got. Look at this cute little paw border, guys. And little mice, and this one doesn't have a head yet, but there we go. So that's how far I got on that one. And it isn't, I don't know if I showed you guys this. Did I show you this last time? I might have. Look, Downton Abbey. I feel like I showed this, but if not, how good is that bag? GaRon Tottenbags, Downton Abbey. I don't know if they have any more of that fabric, but I'm so excited. I started rewatching the series in preparation for the movie coming out. Yay! So that was a new start, just because I had said all my new starts in July were going to be Christmas, but I had to start that for homework. I had to. Everything else was Christmas or holiday or winter. So, and then I left for New York. And I took 4 projects with me for the 10-day trip. So I'll show you the projects that I took. Seriously, guys, there's piles of stuff everywhere. Okay, so the first one I took, and this was also, I took it because of homework, was Loads of Fun by Hands-On Design. And I took that because there was something about rules. Oh, you had to do something with the design. The pattern or design name had to have a letter from rules, so L for Loads of Fun. And so I had to do 200 stitches, but I know I maybe did a little extra work. Like I did a little bit more than that because I was working on this on the plane. So here's where I am now on that. And I know I did all of, I think I needed one more. When I last showed it to you, I had one more pin to go. So I did the pin, I did the border up here, I did these little doodly dots there, and then all of the metal springs on the clothespins. So that's getting closer. Closer? I don't know. It's not even halfway done. I'd like to have more reasons to work on this because I like it. I like working on it. I'd like to have them hanging up. I have all the stuff to do all the finishes and everything, but I don't know. It'll come around again. So I took that one. That was all the work that got on it in New York. And then the second one I took was, gotta find it. I took my Ink Circles Quaker Geometric Puzzle. So that's what it's gonna look like. They give you 2 colorways, but I'm doing this main one because that is so my colors, the jewel tones. Ugh, dropping stuff. So that's what it's gonna look like. And that was for homework too, was the reason I took it. And so I needed to do 200 stitches in that, but then there was a pop-up event over the weekend, the first weekend I was there. And so I use this for the pop-up event because 200 stitches in it was not enough and I wanted to work on it some more. So I think I ended up doing a total of 800, like maybe 800 stitches in this over the course of my time in New York. So here's my progress. When I last had worked on it, I had these done and just this little top border of this motif. So I did all of this inside, this whole one here, this kind of like burnt orange terracotta. It looks really orangey there, but it's more terracotta colored. And then all of this and this little guy. So whoosh, all of that work got done. And I'm loving every stitch on this. This is on a 32 count white Lugana with called for DMC. I can't find the tag for the fabric, but I'm sure that that's what it is. I don't know where the tag went. It slipped out somewhere. I'm sure that's what it is. I'm loving every stitch on this, but I'm realizing how, because this is, I think, the right size of, well, it's longer. The fabric's longer than it needs to be, but this is how wide it is. Like, it's square. So it's going to be this wide and this far down. And I think I'm starting to realize what a big undertaking this piece is. And it's just like, it's not going to be done anytime soon. That's okay. It's for me. It's going to hang in my house. But you guys want to hear something really funny? So I have a working copy of the chart. So this is what I have here is maybe, let me look. I don't want to show you the chart. It's maybe like not quite 2/3 of a page. Right, so the page, you know, comes over here, comes down here. There's 9 pages to this chart. How many do you think I took to New York with me? All 9 pages. What was I thinking? I could have taken the 1 page and just the colors needed on that page, but I took the whole project because what? I was going to whip out the whole huge thing? I don't know. I'm realizing, guys, that I look at things and I think, oh, that won't take too long. Some of these projects are kind of big. And I don't think they would be if that was all I was doing. But I found, this is what I'm finding. And I think it's the reason that I didn't get really, really, really into cross stitch before now. I had an epiphany. Because I've always liked to cross stitch. And I did my girls' stockings. But I would kind of like, I would work on them and then I would get tired. And they would get put down for a while. And I would think that it was because I was tired of cross stitching, but I don't think that's what it was. I just needed another project. I didn't know that you could have like all the projects going. Because it turns out that I really like there's a lot of days, guys, I'm looking at my calendar. I work on like maybe 3 different projects in a day. So there you go. That probably gives some of you anxiety. But I like working on lots of different projects. So those were the first 2 that I took to New York. And then the other 2 I took were my weekly starts, because I think I'm just still going to keep starting 1 a week until I feel overwhelmed by how many projects I have going. But in general, I've been starting 1 a week. And in July, they were all holiday, Christmas starts. That was my way of participating in Jolly July, even though I wasn't doing 31 ornaments, and also participating in Diana's birthday sale. Last day today. Well, I'll have to post up pictures of my stuff for her sale. So the first holiday start that I worked on, which was a start and a finish. Oh, I meant to iron it. Oh, bad floss tuber. I didn't iron it. I meant to iron it. So I started and finished in New York because I just got on a roll and kept going. Was Plum Pudding by Brenda Gervais. There it is. Yay! Look how cute it came out. This was my very first Brenda Gervais pattern. I learned a lot. And I thought this was bigger than it was. So apparently my ability to judge size is just, I have none. I either think, oh, that project won't take that long. Like, look, that shouldn't take too long. And it's huge. Or when I start stitching it, I'm like, look how tiny and cute it is. Which I could have figured that out. It says right on the pattern that it's 3 3/4 by 4 1/4 inches. It says that. I apparently just can't eyeball sizes. And by the picture, I thought it was maybe like this big. I don't know. But it's so cute and adorable. Because look how much fabric. Look at the fabric I bought. That's okay. I am all for buying just a big old piece of fabric and then, so I'm going to cut it out. Now that I've showed you guys, I'm going to actually cut this out and I'll have stuff for another project. But there she is. plum pudding, and I love how it turned out. So this is on, I'm going to be better about giving you guys all the information. This is on 36 count plum straight blend from R&R linen. It's the called for colors. There are supposed to be, with the exception of, I never got my hands on parchment, and there's supposed to be like 4 little, like just little square doody-dah things. Like I think here, maybe one over here in that parchment. And I just decided it just didn't need anything else. So I didn't do them. But the rest of it is all the called for. And this is where I learned. This is where I had a bit of a learning experience. I think this was the first thing I ever really kitted up, maybe with Fancy Floss. Like I just bought the pattern, everything that was called for all together. And there are like 6 or 7 shades of brown. I mean, you'd think it's maybe 1, 2, 3. No, I think there's a lot of shades of brown. And like this color here, Candied Yams, I think it's called. It's literally like 10 stitches. I probably didn't need to buy the Fancy Floss for those like 10 stitches on their cheeks. That could have very well been done with like a DMC. So there's my learning experience, but I love it. And this also starts my like pile of, that's done. I don't know when it'll get finished. I'm thinking about maybe having someone finish it. It's super cute. I'm just going to do it as a little pin cushion. I have a basket that I put out at Christmas time with ornaments that I might stick it in. But there's going to be a pile now of finished, not FFO'd things. Am I a real cross stitcher now? If I'm starting a pile of finished but not FFO'd. And so then the 4th and final project I took with me to New York was Hands-On Designs, Chalkboard Ornaments. And I think this is the first, part 1. Yep, part 1. And I started Believe, and I actually finished Believe. And this whipped out fast. I think I started this on like Wednesday or Thursday, and I finished it on the way home. I literally finished it as we were landing. So there it is. Believe. And this I think I bought it at the same time as Plum Pudding. So this is on, it's Aida, 16 count. Here we go. 16 count chalkboard black. So I believe that's I don't know. I got it from 123 Stitch. So that is 16 count chalkboard black Aida. And I have a big enough piece that I'm going to do all 3 on the same piece of fabric. But I'm counting that as a finish, even though it's not all 3. It's just the one of them. And I am doing this with all the called for, which also a learning experience. Why didn't you guys stop me? No, nobody knew. It calls for chalk. Why did I buy essentially white floss over dyed Fancy Floss? I don't know. So, I mean, it's nice to work with, but I feel like I could have just used white DMC. I don't know. But I have it, so I'm using it. And it said that you needed 2 if you do all 3, so I have 2 of them. See, learning lessons. And you guys are probably all laughing at me, rightfully so. I deserve it. Oh, and this also ties into the whole rinsing the floss, which I didn't do because I didn't have time. But we had the whole discussion about rinsing the floss, not rinsing the floss, color fast. So this all says it's color fast, right? This was in, that project was in this bag on the way home. Can you guys see that? It was in my tote that I carried on to the plane that also had my water bottle in it. And when I got home, my water bottle had obviously leaked a little bit, and this project bag were all wet. Wet. It got the floss wet, and it actually got my project wet. I don't know if you guys can see. You can barely see it. So it's back stitched in this like pink geranium. And it did bleed a little tiny bit. I don't even know if you guys can see that. I'm not mad about it. I don't think you can hardly see it. It almost looks like it's like a reflection from the thread being next to it. But it did bleed a little bit into the white, and clearly the thread bled onto my project bag. So I'm going with not color fast. And if there's something that I want to wash when I'm done, that I will need to rinse those threads, give them a little pre-rinse to maybe get just any excess off, or maybe just not worry about washing my pieces. So there you go. So that's 2 finishes. So I looked at my total now for the month, because we're at the end of the month, and in July I had 7 starts and 3 finishes. That's not bad. I'm happy about that. I feel pretty good about that. That's okay, right? If I keep up on that kind of pace, I'm okay with that. Finishing 3 things in a month, that's not bad. I did get a lot of time to stitch in New York, because any night that we were not going to a show, Abs was a little worn out. It was the days that we were college touring. It was hot, and we were just hanging in the apartment, watching TV, watching a movie. And so I did get some good stitchy time in, and got to stitch on the plane too. So that was really fun. So that's everything I worked on in New York. I'm gonna dump these on the floor, moving stuff around so I know what I still have to talk about. Thank you guys for hanging in with me. There will be, because now it's like 32 minutes in already, and I haven't even finished my WIPs. Stick with me, because I do have a fantastic giveaway that's going to come at the end for hitting 500 subscribers, which is just blows my mind. Blows my mind. And I so appreciate all of you coming back and subscribing and checking in with me every week and hanging out. I love it, love it, love it. And so I put together I think it's a super fun giveaway, and we'll do that at the end. So, because this might be a little long, because I have a bunch of haul too. But no, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I'm easily halfway done. I just looked down and went, oh, it's all right, 32 minutes. Hang in with me, folks. Okay, so then I got home on Saturday, and I've been doing more stitching. I was so happy when I got home to be able to put my hands back on my Harry Potter book covers. It was too big to take with me. So since I've been home, I've put another 500 stitches in this guy. So we're just chugging right along. There's one more block underneath this one. Here, there's one more block, and then that's the bottom of the page. I mean, then I still have to work up the whole rest of, off the top, but that'll be the end of the page here. So I'm going to do this one, this one. This is that little weird one that's only 7 stitches wide, because the next book cover's over here. But when I do this block here in a couple days, that'll be the bottom of the page. I don't know, that seems exciting. And someone had asked me about, I think I had talked about it, and I had linked the Etsy shop, but someone had commented asking me about this Time Turner Needleminder, and that's from Abby TopKnotStitcher. And I think she still has them in her shop. Maybe. Don't quote me. But go check out. You never know. My daughter wants something. I cannot read that. You're going to have to come here. Can I go to Sophia's house for a little bit? Yes, you can go to Sophia's house for a little bit, but be home by 2:30.
I know. I will.
Great. See, this is what happens when you have to do it in the middle of the day. She's holding up a sign for me to read, and she wrote it, I think, in pencil or something. I can't read that. Come on. Okay. Summertime, yay. Anyhow, so those 500 stitches finish off a extra credit for magical stitches, and it brought me over 1,200 for the month for Full Coverage Fanatics. So yay, even with all my travel, I've already put in over 1,200 stitches on this guy, and I'm loving seeing all that progress. You can see this like whole arch is coming in. I feel like once we get down here, there's new colors coming. I see new symbols. So that's really exciting. And I think Michelle Bendy has said something about you can go back and like make up all the months you missed, because I just joined Full Coverage Fanatics this month, that I could like go back and do like the 1,200 for January, February, March, April, May, June. I don't know that I can get that all in, but I'm going to try. So we'll see. I need to look into that and see if that's, I'm sure she's right and it's a thing. I just need to go look and figure out where I post and how that works. I don't know if now I need to do those first. I'll figure it out. Because I figure if I do 100 a day, I can get 2 months worth of the 1,200 in a month. Does that make sense? I don't know if that made sense. It made sense in my head, I promise. So that was the first thing that I was super excited to get back to. And then I have my last for this week, which is kind of a short week, but it's the last holiday start. And so I did my last one. I started this one on Sunday, which is weird because I know I usually do them on Wednesday, but whatever. And this is the last holiday start I'm doing, is this little Mill Hill Kit Holiday Memory ornament. So I thought, I mean, I don't think I'm going to do like one for every year, but I thought it might be fun to just do a little cross stitch ornament for kind of the first year that I got way like back into cross stitch, and not just back into cross stitch, but back into cross stitch in a big way. So that way I'll always remember that 2019 was the year that I fell down the rabbit hole. So that's what it's going to look like. And this is what I have so far. There's a bunch of beads that'll go on there, and I don't know, it should stitch up pretty quick. The only thing that concerns me about this is, and it came with everything. It came with the fabric and the needle and all the floss. But I was reading the finishing instructions. I'm hoping that someone did a video on this, because it talks about like the points and whip stitch this, and here's how you put the hanger on. I can probably figure it out, but I'm more of a visual person. And so reading the instructions sounded really confusing, but maybe if I read them as I do it, I don't know. Or hopefully maybe somebody else has done a video and showed how to make these little diamond stuffed things with beaded tassels, because I'm definitely more of a visual person, but I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll worry about that later. And that also was the last project I needed for my July acrostic. Boom, done. I don't, you don't get anything for doing this, but I love that Jen puts these out. For me, it's fun to track. It's fun to have, it gives me like not a purpose, but it gives me a goal. I do better with goals and timelines. Definitely do better with a deadline. So that was really fun. And some of these, like, I blew out of the water. Like, I wasn't sure how much time I was going to have to stitch. So some of them, like plum pudding, my goal was 120 stitches because I just wanted to make sure I started it. And I finished it. So some of these I blew out of the water, but that was really fun. So that one's done. And I have my August one put together, so I'll share that in plans. So I started that one, and then new homework came out for this week, which is spells. We're doing spells for Dumbledore's army. We're learning our own defense against the dark arts. And so I've started the homework for this week. And this one is I used for stupefy, because when you are stupefied, you look like you're asleep. So I worked on It's Nap Time. And this was a bonus chart from Plastic Little Covers, one of her themed boxes. And this was the bonus chart, but you can now buy it in her Etsy store. She's put it up as just a single pattern. So last time I had nap done and some of this pink, and so I added, it just was 200 stitches. That was all I needed to do. So I added a little more pink and the it's time. So now it says it's nap time. There's like another little pink circle down here, and then there's 3 blue ones. This gets filled in a little bit with gray in the background. They're shooting yellow starry things. I don't have a like picture to show you because it was a bonus pattern. But so all I have is the pattern. I don't want to show you the pattern. But you can go check it out in her shop. She probably has a cover. I should have looked it up. She probably has a picture now. So anyway, so it's nap time. Becca, the one who's holding up the sign to see if she can go to her friend's house, was happy to see me working on that again because it's for her. So that got 200 more stitches. And then for Reducto, so which blows things in pieces, we had to work on something that was in pieces. So I worked on Hello Pumpkin some because it's a sal and it comes out, it's a mystery sal and it comes out in pieces. So I did 200 stitches on there and I finished the grass. So now I feel like I'm going to be moving more on this project. So for the 200 stitches, I finished the grass. I got some of this toadstool started. Part 3 has come out. It's adorable. There is like a super cute fox up in the tree and another little toadstool. I haven't finished this owl yet. But I feel like I'm going to cruise a little bit more now on this, now that the grass is done. I think I just found that boring. Look, another top knot. Abby TopKnot Needleminder. How cute is that little owl? So I feel like I'm going to be cruising on this piece now. Don't know why. I just think I am. It's just going to fly by. So anyhow, and I actually am going to do another 200 stitches in that for homework this week for Love a Corpus. Something that's in midair because the owl will fly in the air. So that'll get another 200 stitches this week as well. Maybe that's why I think I'm just going to fly through it. 200 stitches. What? Well, that'll be just so much more progress. I don't know. And then, what else did I work on? Oh, for no reason at all, I did a little bit more work on this Lizzie Kate Yearbook August. So last time when I had started it, I had like a stem and like 3 leaves. So I got the little sunflower done. It's cute. So I think these I just tend to work on when I'm like not really quite ready to go to bed, but I don't want to start another like block of 100 stitches on my Harry Potter book covers, because this is just like easy stitching. And if I only do like 30 or 40 stitches in these, I don't really, that's fine. It's all a little bit of progress and these all get done eventually, but they're just fun little stitches. So I did a little bit on that and that's it. That's a lot of stuff, guys. It's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks and I like to work on a lot of projects. I was super happy with those 2 finishes. Like seriously, I started and finished holiday stuff. I know a lot of you guys finish stuff all the time, but I thought that was exciting. That was exciting for me. So plans, August is going to be Halloween fall themed starts. Because I'm kind of new to stitching. I mean, I'm not new to stitching, but I am new to like this amount of stitching or stitching anything other than a gift or my kids' stockings. I don't have WIPs that are seasons. So that's why this is kind of fun. I'm just starting all the things. This is the year of start all the things. So they're all going to be fall starts. did I bring? So I went through all of my charts that I've been purchasing to pick 4, because there'll be 4 weeks in August. So 1 for each week. So I wanted to pick 4 and get them all kitted up and just decide which 4 I was going to do. I don't actually have that many more than 4, but and there are some more, but I don't. Some of them are Thanksgiving, and I think September will be Thanksgiving starts. Maybe more fall. September will be more fall and Thanksgiving. How about that? So they'll get started. So I started with which 4 did I want to start first? And I'm looking. What did I do with it? It's got to be here somewhere. I'm sure that I brought it over. Hold on. I think it's on the floor with all the other things. Maybe it's not. Did I not bring it over? I thought for sure I did. Maybe not. Seriously, there's so much stuff. And now it's all a mess. Am I the only one? Like, now it's just scattered everywhere. I guess I didn't bring them all over. That's okay. You'll see them as I start them then. But I have 4 all picked out. And I have fabric for most of them. And I'm working on floss. I will get the rest of the floss tomorrow. Because guys, plans. Guess what I'm doing tomorrow? You have no idea. I'm going down to Acorns and Threads for First Thursday meetup. I am so excited. I think getting to stitch with Deborah in New York, because I had been thinking about like, well, maybe I can make the trip down there. I live in Seattle. Acorns and Threads is in Portland. So for me, it's about a 3.5 hour drive. Can be 5 if traffic is horrible, never know. But it's a solid 3 to 3.5 hours. So I was thinking, I really want to go. Like ever since I went to Acorns and Threads the first time, that store's amazing and the people there are fantastic. And I kind of really wanted to go and hang out with the stitchers. But 6 to 7 hours of driving round trip for a day, for like an afternoon of stitching, seemed like a lot of driving. I was kind of on the fence about it. And then my genius husband, as I was musing to him that I kind of wanted to go, but I wasn't sure about making the drive, he said, well, what about the train? We have Amtrak, and there's like the Cascades, the Amtrak Cascades line, just it runs Seattle, Portland, Seattle, Portland, Seattle, Portland. Genius. There's a reason I married him. There are many, many reasons, but there's one there too. So I checked it out. I'll get there early. I'll have to stay, a little later. I'll have to grab dinner or something after the store closes. That's okay. And so I bought a ticket. Eek. So I have a big list of floss that I want to get to finish kitting up all those projects. So I'll get that at Acorns and Threads tomorrow. We'll likely get a few other things. So we'll see. We'll see. I think I'll probably hold it down. It'll be okay. There's a couple things that for sure I want to get, but there'll be a little shopping. So I'm going to get all the rest of that kitted up, and then I'll be ready to go for August. So, yeah. So that's plans. Oh, so I did do my acrostic for August, and I am all ready to go. I put the 4 new starts on here, and Harry Potter, of course, is on there to get my 1,200 stitches on that, and then a few other things that I would like to make sure that I work on, even if they don't come up, if they don't match Magical Stitches homework. There's some things that I'm like, I really want to get a little bit of work done on that, so they went on here too. So I love having these. So this is really fun. It's in the Facebook group, and actually this is done by Quirks and Stitches, Jen Lee. And if you're not a Facebook person, she's put all of the like little printables and stuff up on her blog. So I'll link that below too, in case you're not a Facebook person or don't want to join another Facebook group, or I don't know, I feel you on that. So that's awesome that she is putting them out on her blog too. So speaking of Jen and Flosstubers, I wanted to do a few shout outs. Not that I have a whole lot of like influence, but I always love like hearing who people are watching and who they're checking out, because it makes me go check them out. And I just love having the more Flosstubers to watch, the better. I could sit, ask my kids, I could sit and stitch and watch Flosstube all day long if I could. If I could, I would. That's what I would do all day if I could. So I just wanted to tell you guys about a few new people I found, and I specifically picked people who are like me, maybe a little newer, have like under 500-600 subscribers, but I think you should go check them out, because I watch all the big people too, and they're wonderful, and you should watch them all, and we should all watch them all. But these people are really fun, and I don't know that everybody knows about them. So the first person that I've started watching recently is Carla Being Crafty, and she is a hoot. I think we were separated at birth. We're so similar, and she's just really fun, and she's a multi-crafter. She does diamond painting and lots of other things, and she's just really, really fun. So go check her out. I think she has 4 or 5 videos now, and she's in Southern California. So go check out Carla Being Crafty. Also Desert Stitcher. I want to say she's in Nevada, Arizona, somewhere in the desert. She has pretty desert pictures at the beginning of her videos, but she's just super sweet and fun. Also a multi-crafter. I'm very impressed by the multi-crafter people. You're going to sense a theme here. She does a bunch of quilting as well, and sewing, has other sewing projects going on, project bags and such, but really fun. I really enjoy watching her videos and seeing what she's stitching. She has some fantastic stitching projects, and she also talks a little bit about quilting. If you're into quilting, she's got some cool quilt stuff going on that she shows as well. So Desert Stitcher, and then Hoosier Apple, and I'll link everybody below. So she's originally from Indiana. See, I'm a Midwest girl, went to school in Indiana, so I like that. And she's just a hoot, really sweet lady. And I like watching her videos as well. So check out Hoosier Apple. And then, the last person I'm going to shout out today, I'll probably do more next week because I've been watching so much Flosstube, is Stitchy Shannon 85. She's a Canadian. I love my Canadian friends, and also a multi-crafter. She does these little crochet animals that have a name that I don't know. I can't remember the name of them, but they are so adorable. So she does lots of fun stitching projects and just like a really big variety of stuff that she's stitching. And just really, really sweet. And I enjoy seeing what she's working on. And I love seeing all of her little crochet animals too. They're so cute. So anyhow, so if you need some more people to check them out. That's who I've added recently to my subscriptions. And if you have other people that you love to watch, tell me about them, because I love to add more and more people to my playlist to watch. So anyway, so that's who I've been watching, and let's do some haul, because I came back. I thought that I was doing pretty well and not shopping that much, but I came back from New York to a pile of packages. I've still been perusing Stash Unload, but I've been doing pretty good. I've found some good stuff on Stash Unload, so I'm going to show you guys the things that I found on Stash Unload first, and then I'll do Etsy stuff, and then I'll do online stuff. So this was, and a lot of this I have to say is enabling. A lot of this is full on enabling, and I can't always remember who I saw showing it. So we'll just say all y'all are enablers, but I know for sure that this was Helen D, East Coast Crafter. I think she's the East Coast Crafter on Instagram, Helen D on Flosstube. And she was showing her project of these Lizzie Kate tingles. And so I was like, oh, those are really cute. I'm going to put them on my wish list. And then I found the whole set with the charms on Stash Unload for a really good price. So this is actually going to be one of my starts in August, is this. And Helen is doing them all together like that. And I'm going to do the same thing. And I think I've picked fabric, but I need to make sure it works because it's an orange Aida. Well, that's the other thing. When I met up with Deborah, she gifted me, so sweet. She gifted me all of this 18 count Aida that she's not going to use. It's Picture This Plus, which I really like, but the holes do kind of shrink up a little bit and they're a little tight. It doesn't bother me, but she said she didn't love it and so probably wouldn't use it. And there's a long orange piece that will be perfect for this. It'll leave me not a lot at the top and the bottom, like just an inch, which is less than I like, but I think I want to do it as like a hanging, as a wall hanging. And so I think that that'll be fine because it'll be sewn onto something, like there'll be another fabric sewn onto it anyway. So anyhow, so I think I'm going to do them all together like that, potentially on that orange, but I'm a little worried about some of the like bigger pumpkin-y things. Where are they? Like this one that's orange. So I need to see if the floss that, I need to find a floss that it'll just pop. Or if I might end up doing like more yellowish pumpkins. And that'd be okay too. But I'm excited about those. Those are cute. So I got that whole set. And apparently was on a Lizzie Kate kick. Because I also found this on Stash Unload. It was a mystery sampler club. I don't know from what year. But it was Holly and Hearts. And so it was all 3 charts. And so it's Christmas, but look how pretty that is. It says, I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all year through. But I liked it because it wasn't like super red and green. It's really pretty. I like the little poinsettias. But the seller was selling all 3 charts with all of the floss and called for fabric at a really good deal. And so it called for doubloon, which is what is in here. I don't know for sure that I'll do it on this. I might pick more of a gray. I don't know. We'll see. Or I might use it on this. I might do it on this anyway, but I like that. I might start that, I don't know, October? Maybe October I'll go back to holiday stitching. But I thought that was a good find, and you guys know, like, lately I'm all about, like, if I could buy a kit with the whole thing, with the whole schmackaroo, cool. So I got that. And then somebody was posting up on Instagram, I want to say maybe it was Trish from Threads and Twine, one of the word plays, and I had forgotten that I had even ordered this. And so they've kind of been on my, oh, those are fun. I kind of maybe like to do all of them. And apparently someone on Stash Unload was selling January at a good price. So when I opened it, I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm collecting all of these now. So I have January, but that might be a fun thing to like do, because I feel like when all of the Christmas, I always feel a little sad when all the Christmas decorations come down, the house looks really, really bare. So maybe I'll get this done before January. These seem like a really quick stitch. Famous last words from me. But really, 179 by 70? I don't know. That's a smallish medium one, right? So I got that. And then I was super excited about this find. Good Intentions by Kathy Barrick. And I know that TopKnotStitcher is doing this, and that might have been the first place I saw it, but I love the saying. It says, I myself am made entirely of flaws, stitched together with good intentions. Because guys, I swear that's me. I probably screw up a lot, but I swear I have good intentions. So I love the sentiment, and I was happy to find this one. I don't know when I'll start that one, but I love it. And then I got a whole bunch of fabric because I'm still in fabric acquisition mode. And so I'll just show you the fabrics I got. This one is, maybe, Maybe I will. I thought that this had a tag on it. Oh, it's here. Let's get it together, Erin. It is a 32 count Dirty Belfast is what it says, but it's a pretty good sized piece of it. And that's just a good neutral. I'm all about just collecting some good neutrals. I like that it's a little darker, so some like lighter things can show up on it. I also got this is big, 27 by 31 inches of 28 count platinum. And I had already bought some platinum, so I knew that I liked it. It seems pretty close to Flax, which is one of my favorites. So that's a nice, I won't unfold that whole thing, but that was a nice big piece of that. And then I also got, this is a hand-dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. So I have dipped my toe into the hand-dyed fabrics. And this is a 32 count Belfast in Summer Breeze. How pretty is that? And I was like, I don't know what I'll do with it, but it was a good price and it was so pretty, and I'm gonna dip my toes in it. And now I think I have found a purpose, because I joined the Stitch. Is that how you say that? It's the kind of like mystery stitch along that's week by week, and there's teams, and I'm all in. I'm all in for all of the challenges. I'm join all the challenges, join all the sales, start all the things this year. So I joined that. I had seen Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. She had shown hers. I think that was the first place I had heard of it. She had shown hers from the past couple years, and it just sounds like fun. So I went and joined, and I joined a team that is Harry Potter themed, because Harry Potter. And someone on that team said that they had bought a piece of yellow fabric because they're Hufflepuff, and they were going to do it on that yellow fabric. And I thought, oh, perfect. So hopefully this is big enough. I think it should be. It's 13 by 18, but I'm Ravenclaw, so blue. So I think that's what that's going to get used for. What do you think? Yes? No? I also picked up, this is 36 count in Chantilly. It's just a nice ivory, kind of light. I kind of like it. I think I looked at something online that was like a white tea or something, and this looked close and that wasn't available. I don't know. I'll use that for something. And then this is a 32 count Belfast in Haunted. Whoa. It looks more purpley on screen than maybe it is in real life, but I like that. I'll definitely put something Halloween on that. And then this is a 32 count Belfast in the colorway of Valor. And that's just really pretty. I love that like mossy green. I may put, one of my starts in August is going to be Cricut Collection Playing with Jacks. It might go on that. We'll see. So that's all the fabric that I got off Stash and Load. And then I apparently also did some shopping on Etsy, because I can't stop shopping on Etsy either. And I got another bag from DiddlyDaddleDesigns. DiddlyDaddle? Is that it? DiddleDaddle? DiddlyDaddle. Her bags, y'all. There's the little fabric cover button, but look, it is black floofy cats and white pumpkins. I mean, how could I not? We have a black cat. I know I've talked about him. He never comes around. He's kind of more like a dog. He thinks he's a dog, I think. He's not floofy. He is so long. He's just big. Have you guys seen the like long cat memes? I don't know. My kids showed them to me. We think he's longer than long cat. I'll have to take a picture. He's so long. So he's not floofy, but I have a soft spot in my heart for black cats. They don't get adopted as much as other cats out of shelters. And so I don't know. I have a soft spot for black cats. And it just has a nice neutral fabric inside. So when I saw her post this, I know I've said before on our Instagram, she posts like what's on her cutting table. So you kind of get a sneak peek at what's going to get posted. When I saw this, I knew I had to have it. for all of the Halloween, autumn stitching I'm going to be doing, and because black cats. I also picked up, somebody showed this. I don't know who it was. I really don't. And then I immediately went and got one because it was a Flosstube I watched while I was in New York. And I was like, yeah, I need that. And this is from PudgyCorgiCrochet, and it's a collapsible thread catcher. It's like a little travel Ort jar. And look, she has so many different fabrics, but llamas in glasses. There's llamas in glasses. And then look, and your threads get caught in there, and ta-da! So this will be going with me tomorrow on the train and down to Acorns and Threads. But how slick is that? There are some very clever people out there. So I'll link her shop below because she has a whole bunch. And it will be going, not in this one. Oh, maybe this one. I don't know. But it will be going in one of my Bitsy Bobs because I did order another Bitsy Bob from Kelly. It's So Kellyco. Because she did like Christmas. Well, not even Christmas. These are winter. I think I got one that specifically was more like winter themed. But it's got like deer and little bunny rabbits and... So I got another one of these because I loved having my other Bitsy Bob for traveling. They're so slick for keeping all your little threads and extra needles, and the little magnet holds your scissors. So slick. And look, now it's also going to hold my little travel thread catcher. All these people on Etsy, so talented. So those were my, oh no, there's one more thing. I did get more, and I know I've already talked about her because I have quite a few of her little Needleminders, but I did get some more from Abby TopKnotStitcher because this is the one I first saw. She has a whole bunch now. You guys go check her out, seriously. She's headed to the New Jersey retreat, I think. I'm talking about her business up on Flosstube, but go check her out because I saw this one to start with. It's the Ghosts in the Doom Buggy, which is my favorite. That's my favorite ride. Matter of fact, the car that my girls now drive, but was my car for years and years, has like a decal on the back that says my other car is a Doom Buggy, because that's my favorite ride. So I saw this one. I think she posted it up on Instagram, and I thought, well, I have to have that. So I went, and then, you can't just get one needle minder. So I got this one. I'd rather be at Hogwarts. Black cat. She's got some cute cat stuff, but black cat. She's got ones that look like her jam, but this looks like my Leo because he is like that. He's tall. And then this one I just thought was really funny. The little emoji. Oh, that's not really an emoji, but a little light thing. So new needle minders, because as I start more projects, I need more needle minders. And she's got some great ones, so you can check her out. And then this was another thing that showed up, and I got this from Primitive Stitcher on Facebook, and I honestly don't know. It's a stitchy journal, and I know that I saw Michelle Bendy on one of her. I want to say it was like a Stitch With Me, but then she was showing like all of her journals, like her little traveler journal, and she keeps one of these in there, and I thought that's what I need. It's a little stitchy journal. See, and it's got a place to put like what you're working on to keep all your WIPs, and it has a place for your fabric and your start date and a completion date. And I've been wanting to like put one together. And then I saw this and I thought, that's beautiful. Now I might need another one because I think there's like 37 pages in here. So this might be for like my bigger, more special projects to keep track of them. But she put all this amazing stuff in there. Like, look, she put this little thing in there. And I mean, it's just beautifully made. And then it has this little binder clip to keep it closed with the little scissor. I mean, this journal is just, it's a piece of art. This is beautiful. But I don't know if she has a bunch available. Like, I asked about it and she said she could make me one, and she was pretty quick with it. She said she had the stuff to make this one, but I don't know that she actually has a lot available. I don't know. I just subscribed to her YouTube channel, to her Flosstube today. You guys probably all know who the Primitive Stitcher is. I did not. So, I love that. I love that. I might need more of them, but I don't know if she's like really actively making them or not. Or she just did because I wandered over there and she had the stuff to make them. But anyway, that's beautiful. I'm very excited about that. And then I did place an online order with Threads Entwined because she posted she did Generous July, and seriously, she's so generous and wonderful to shop with. So definitely check out Threads Entwined. I knew I wanted to put together a nice giveaway for 500 subscribers, and also Caroline Zook, I think she's Zook Stitch on Flosstube, is starting a long dog sampler sal for any chart, any long dog chart, and I think it's starting in September maybe. I need to look. I have 3 long dog charts that I just bought because I love them, and I didn't feel like I was ready to stitch them. Like the first one I bought, are you guys ready for a laugh? Deborah about died when I told her to stitch the stash, when I told her this. The first one I bought, and I think it was the first pattern that I bought that wasn't like an Etsy pattern, was Death by Cross Stitch. And I thought I need to stitch it someday. Like I saw it and I'm like, I have to stitch that someday. So I bought the chart. I have no idea when I'm going to start that. I will not be doing that for this stitch along. And then thanks to Christine from Stitch All the Things, I had to have cardinal points. So I bought that. And I think that might be the one that I start. I also bought Game of Swans, and I don't know who, like some of y'all were doing it and I bought the chart. I don't know. I feel like I wish that I was a little more of an experience. Like I feel like I'm not a good enough stitcher yet to do Death by Cross Stitch. And even a little bit cardinal points. I love the saying on it about the heart of a needleworker lies embodied in her work. And so I feel like I want my needlework to be better before I stitch it. I don't know. So I'm going to start either Cardinal Points or Game of Swans for that stitch along, but I didn't have the threads. I clearly, when I ordered, thought that it was going to be Cardinal Points because I bought fabric for it, and I got a 36 count white even weave. And so when it came, I'm looking at it, and that's not that big, guys. I mean, it's big, don't get me wrong, but it's not like humongous. So now Cardinal Points is feeling a little doable. I just want my stitches to look really good. So maybe I'll just be really slow and methodical with it and start Cardinal Points. So I got fabric for Cardinal Points, and then, you guys, I might have been a little bad, but she had a really good coupon code. And look how beautifully they're packaged. I bought a ton of threads. She put them in this thing on a ring for me. So these are the threads for Cardinal Points and Game of Swans. Look how beautiful. They're so gorgeous. So I'm ready to start that in September, one of them. But I don't have fabric for Game of Swans. And I'm not even positive I'm going to do it in the called for because they're a little more muted. In the picture, they're a little bit more muted. These look really a little brighter. I don't know. I need to make a decision about that. And then I also bought from Lindy Stitches, Stars Bright. And I know several people are doing this, and I had it favorited on Etsy because I want to do this for my husband, because I just love the saying. We would be together and have our books, and at night be warm in our bed together with the windows open and the stars bright. Because that's my husband and I. We sleep with the window open all the time, and we both love to read. And this to me is our retirement. But his retirement, I don't know what I'm doing. When he retires, this will be us. And so I really want to stitch this for him. I don't know if it'll be for this anniversary. This coming anniversary is 22. I don't know. But I decided that it was time to buy it so that I had it. So I bought that. And then the last thing I bought is all the stuff for the giveaway. Are you guys ready? I'm so excited. I saw this pattern, don't know who is stitching it, somebody on Instagram. I'm seriously, I should keep better track of who's enabling me, but it's all y'all, all of y'all. So somebody had stitched this and posted it on Instagram, and I loved it, and I really wanted to stitch it. And so I decided that one of you guys can stitch it with me. And it is Heartstring Samplery Stitch or Die. I love it. Stitch or die. I mean, you guys know I'm into anything that like is stitching about stitching, and this is how I feel right now. This is how I really feel. If I could not stitch, I would die. So stitch or die. And there's a cat, and there's like a thread and needle, and I mean, like, look at that. So this is my copy of the pattern. What I'm giving away is your copy of the pattern, totally kitted up. Now, it calls for R&R Reproductions 32 count Winter's Brew, which nobody has. I don't know if there's just a run on it. Nobody had Winter's Brew. So I bought 32 count Platinum Belfast Linen. So that's what you're going to get. You're not going to get the Winter's Brew because I couldn't find it. You're going to get Platinum, which I think is pretty close. It might be a little bit lighter, but I think it'll be really pretty. And then all of the called for threads. So here's all the called for threads, which I think is brighter. Like this, it looks really washed out in the picture. And I originally thought, well, maybe I would convert it and punch it up. I think on mine, for sure, the cat's going to be black because black cat. I did buy all the called for threads. They're on that ring for me as well. But so there's all the called for threads. The only one I'm missing is gold leaf because nobody had gold leaf. That's apple cider. But Trish didn't have it. 123 Stitch didn't have it. So it's missing gold leaf. Now, tomorrow when I'm at Acorns and Threads, if they have gold leaf, I will get gold leaf and include it in here. And if they don't, because it might be, I know sometimes these gentle arts get back ordered and nobody can get them. So if Acorns and Threads does not have gold leaf, I will buy the DMC equivalent and include that so that you at least have the DMC equivalent. So that's it. That's going to be the giveaway, guys. And we'll stitch or die together with whoever wins it. So you're going to get stitch or die, all kitted up, ready to go. Yay! Okay, so how to enter. Oh, I had a question. I had thought up a question and now I can't remember what it is. Eek. Maybe we'll just say, I want to stitch or die. So that's it. I had a question and now I can't remember what it is. So if you want to enter the giveaway, just tell me I want to stitch or die. And that way I'll know you want to be entered for the giveaway. And please be a subscriber. So subscribe if you aren't already. And I can't believe that 500 of you, over 500 of you have subscribed and want to come hang out with me every week. I love it because I love hanging out with you and talking about stitching. So that's going to be our giveaway. I'll be back next week, regular time. So now that I'm home And so hopefully there'll be less craziness. Like seriously, it's been an hour and 20 minutes, guys. If you've hung in with me that long, you deserve stitch or die. If you hung in with me that long. So anyhow, hope that you guys have had a good couple weeks and are ready for August. Whether that means, you know, the end of your summer break or if you're like me and in the middle of it. And I'll see you all next week. Thanks for hanging out with me. Cheers.